Yes, I said 7 o'clock this morning, but I woke up late. It was a long day. My body needed to rest and sleep, so I let it have its rest and sleep. You know when you need it, right? The body knows when it needs to rest, and that's what I simply did today. So we're gonna stretch, mini PT, nothing intense, just the maintenance PT session, if you will. So let's get to it. Jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. All right, good. Get the calf board out. Do some calf stretching. First, we're going to do some ankle, foot, toe mobility. Change the angle. Soka Gang. Grand Rising Jason. Good to see you, Soka Gang. You going to stretch with me this morning? Check it out. I'm going to start out with the foot, specifically the toe. Yeah, wiggle, 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 and just give it a little tug. Don't hurt yourself. Wiggle, 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 pull. Wiggle, wiggle, pull. Pull, pull. Wiggle, wiggle, pull. I'm going to then bend it backwards, not too much, right? Don't hurt yourself. What's going on, brother? Nice feet. Thank you very much. Stretch it out. Stretch out the toes. Stretch out each toe. You never see my feet before, Anthony Blaze, Yankee Tango? You gonna be weird now? Just waking up. All right, well, come join us. Go get your water, your coffee, real quick, and join us for some stretching. Anthony Blaze, take off them sneaky socks and join us. Just kidding from yesterday, person. Oh, I honestly don't even remember that dude. I know who you're talking about. Somebody mentioned it, but yeah, weird. All right, ankle mobility. Ankle mobility. Anthony Blaze, you can do this at work all day long. Just stand straight, feet straight. Stand straight. Stand feet shoulder width apart, and flex the knees forward. You're gonna keep the weight on the outside of your feet, right? And just stretch the knees forward. You'll feel the stretch in your ankle. Just got to work. So while you're waiting around to do stuff, if you're sitting, you could do this. You could do other stretches while sitting as well. And put your glasses on. I know, right? There's somebody else from another like a few weeks ago. Put your glasses on, Unc. He said to me. Okay, thank you. That was funny. Yeah, early days, Anthony Blaze. It's good. Make that money. Anthony Blaze is gonna get that PC. Slide over. Where's the timer? All right, slide over. Boom. Here's the timer. Start timer. 30 seconds. Now turn your toes inboard. All right, turn your toes inboard. Weight is on the outside of the foot still. And you're just gonna stretch down a little bit. Same thing on the side. We're just doing 10-second holds on these. Right, I'm not holding these for a very long time. And then foot forward, half a step. Weight is primarily on my back heel. toes in, toes out. Weight is still on the outside of the foot. Switch feet. Left foot is forward now. Weight goes to the, so I have a tendency to be, if I put my weight down, you could see the ankle rolls in slightly, very slight. So what I need to do is, because I don't like that, that's how I sprain my ankle. I sprain my ankle actually more going outward, out with an external rotation like so. And very rare does it do this, but we don't want that to happen either. So just waking up the ankle, being mindful of ankle positioning. Right, bringing this in and out, and you can be like, oh wow, waking up that ankle, right? So switch feet, boom, inboard, outboard. All right, that's good. Feet wide, same thing. Weight is on the outside of the feet. Don't bend forward, all right? Keep the weight balanced. Midfoot also. So outside of the feet and midfoot. Just stretch. Feel the stretch on the outside of the ankle. Toes in, toes out. Good. Ankle board. Let's go to the ankle board. Change the ankle. All right, let me read the chat. Apologies. I was focused in. I was locked in a little bit, chat. So we'll get to it here. All right. Let's see. One second, chat. I got to put my glasses on, Unc. All right. Jason Maxim, lol. Yes. That's good, though, Jason. How's your morning going? Brother, I just woke up, and I wanted to get to streaming at 7 because I got contractors arriving at 8:30 to do the thing, to paint the interior of the house again. They've been here since Monday, Tuesday, today's Wednesday. They'll be here through next week because they're redoing the inside of the house. Stretching with you, Jason. Thanks, Eddie. It is helping, just so you know. Eddie, I know it's helping. It's helped me. If it can help me, this old guy, I know it could help you. My pains are fading away. Good. Slowly. Good. Happy to hear it. Focus on the stretch. Focus on the stretch. You don't have to worry about telling me. I know it's working. All right, let's go to the floor. 30 seconds hold is what we got going on today. Here, angle down just a little bit more. Focus on the stretch, Eddie. I know it's helping. We're also going to do a little reading from the Becoming a Supple Leopard book. Very good book. The link to it is in the description if you want to take a look at it, see if it's worth your time to purchase, make the investment in. For me, I found that it is. That's why I got it. All right, let's see here. Hi there. Ejnana Leilani, or EJ. EJ, hi, good to see you. Thank you and welcome. I'm sorry to hear that you broke your leg. Good luck with your recovery. So sit yoga style position like this. We're going to lean forward. Just lean forward as low as you can go. Lean forward as low as you can go. Eddie, I don't know what that means, but focus on your stretching, my friend. Focus on your stretching. I'm taking sewing machine lessons at the library. I want to learn it so bad. Good. Happy to hear it, Eddie. When you stretch, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. So this is as low as I can go initially. As I breathe, I'll discover that I can stretch a little bit lower. With each exhale, I'm going to stretch lower. With each exhale, I stretch deeper. And just relax my body into the stretch. Not forcing it, just letting gravity do the work for me. Sometimes it's a little bit longer than 30 seconds. Sometimes it's 1 minute. Switch feet. Lean forward. Get to a pain level 7. I'm at a 7 right now. Breathe. In through your nose. out through your mouth. As I exhale, I'm relaxing the muscle again. Switch feet. You're going to lean to the right. Eddie, you're typing a lot, and I can't. It's hard for me to read that, because I'm stretching. You should be stretched too, not typing so much. Appreciate you typey, but come on, man, stretch. And quit talking about your old bones. I'm older than you. Come on, Eddie. Stretch. More stretching, less typey. I appreciate you, Eddie. But I want you to stretch more. Focus on the stretching more. Switch feet. Other side. Red Bull, good to see you. Have a wonderful day as well. After this, which we're going to transition to the butterfly stretch. Come out of it. Butterfly stretch and relax into this stretch once again. After this, we do windshield wiper. We're going to lay on our back in 10 seconds. Knees up, touch your heels. Knees to one side, stack bottom leg over the top leg. Boom. Breathe. Switch. Other side. Once again, pain level of 7. If it's more than a 7, then don't go to an 8. Stay at a 7 and let it sit there. Relax into the stretch. All right, leg over. Only a pain level of 7. Pain level 7 is tolerable. 8 becomes a little bit unbearable. 9, you just get out of it. But the pain level 7, you should be able to hold that position for, at least a minute. If you can't, then guess what? You're at an 8. And I want you at a 7, no more than a 7. Your pain level 7 will differ from my pain level 7. I'm not going to tell you what it should be, other than you should be able to hold that stretch and breathe through it. Not too much, not too little, but just enough. All right. Cobra. 30-second hold. Getting a good stretch in. Quad stretch. Notice how I'm just rolling right into the next stretch, right? To the range of motion that I can get to. For you, same thing. Just go to the range of motion that you can get to. You could potentially get to where, like in this position here, get there someday. I'm still not fully flexible because my knees come off the floor. Next, further stretch, front. All right. From here, we're going to twist. After this, we're going to do a side hurdler stretch. I'm going to 30 seconds, about the 27-second mark. My timer beeps when it's 3 seconds in before 30 seconds, telling me, hey, start moving into the next stretch. Side hurdler. After this, we do front split. Let's move the microphone up a little higher. So it's on my shirt. We're going to do some hip mobility this morning also. I put a new link in the description for lacrosse balls. Take a look at those. Click on that link. Order your lacrosse balls through that link, an Amazon link. If you got Prime, you get 5% back. And of course, I'm an Amazon affiliate, so it helps me out a little bit as well. You got 3 people watching the stream. Thank you guys so much for being here. Oh, switch. Front hurdler stretch again. Twist. Breathing into the stretch. Side hurdler. Next stretch is front split. Good work, everyone. Keep it up. Good work. All right, come out of it. Frog stretch. Feet together. Head on the floor. Breathe. Hamstring stretch. Feet shoulder width apart. Hinge at the hip. Pain level 7 and breathe. Wide. After this will be a front split or a split. Maybe that's a side split, a straddle split. We'll do split and then we'll go into a straddle where we sit on our butt. So from here, best as you can, go into the split. Then we'll go into straddle. Bend the knees up a little bit here like so. Lean forward. And we're going to press the knees down. Lean forward again. Come out of it, side bends. Do our side bends. At the timer, we're going to switch sides. And then after that, we'll go into our shoulder stretches. It's a fast stretch today, chat. We're doing a fast stretch today. Breathe. Coming out of it, we're going to sit on the bench. Cross. Switch sides. We're going overhead. Arm behind the head now. We're going to switch sides in 20 seconds from now. Go from there. Wow, we got 10 people in this stream. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you're stretching along. Somebody wrote a whole bunch of stuff. I'm stretching. I can't read it right now. Thanks for dropping in. Give me a second. I'll try to read what you wrote. Switch sides. Okay, let's see here. Nice to meet you. You've got a blue jacket You've been here before. Who's saying that? What are you saying? All right, we're doing pec stretch. Gorilla. Gorilla's here. Dude, you've been here before. Why are you saying nice to meet you? It's like the first time you've been here? How long are you going to stick around for, though, Gorilla? You actually going to stick around, or are you just going to promote? Switching sides. I don't mind you guys promoting yourselves, but stick around. Don't just drop a link and bounce. It's actually kind of rude. Switching sides again. Thumb down. Breathe. What's the workout for today? I need to start thinking about that. I haven't even thought about that yet because I do want to do more hip mobility. Switch sides. Thumb is down again. All right, we're going to do the shoulder stretch. Another one, hands behind the back. Sitting on the bench. Or leaning back on the bench, that is. Come out of it. Forearm stretches. Fist down. Finger stretches, each one. What are you saying, Gorilla, now? Pink hand. Gorilla, where are you live watching from? From here, we'll do neck exercises or neck stretching. After the neck stretches, we're going to go into hip mobility using the lacrosse ball and the book. Breathe. All right, switch again. Switch again. Last one. Eddie, you ready to do some hip mobility exercises with me? Loosen up the hips. Back on the floor using a lacrosse ball. All right. Complete. How long did it take us? 28 minutes, 30-second holds on each one. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Can we go faster? Yeah, we can go faster. All right, first one is hip mobility with the lacrosse ball on our side. All right. Using the book, The Supple Leopard. I'm going to sit on this ball on my glute, look for a spot that is painful, and we're going to turn this off as well. We don't need the timer anymore. Got 4 people watching the stream. Thank you guys so much for being here. We'll set it for every 5 minutes. Okay, start timer. Play. And go. All right. Internal, external rotation. Look for a deficiency in my glute. We're going to sit on that spot, like right there. Rotate in and out. You know what? While we're doing that, since we know these stretches, I kind of want to read a few pages from here on what these movements are referring to. All right, preface to the expanded, updated edition. Don't care about that. Part 1, Principles and Theory. Chapter 1, Midline Stabilization and Organizing. 1, Joint Rule. Laws of Torque. Body Archetypes and the Tunnel. Movement Hierarchy. Mobility, a systematic approach. There is no one-size-fits-all approach. This is the contents page section. There's no one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to correcting range of motion restrictions, addressing tight muscles, and treating achy joints. To account for all positional and movement-related problems, soft tissue stiffness, and joint restriction, You need to combine techniques and take a systematic approach. Yeah, that makes sense. What's more, you need to perform basic routine maintenance on your body. That is, spend 10 to 15 minutes a day working on your mobility. In this chapter, you'll find a template for improving range of motion, resolving pain, and treating sore muscles. Equally important, you'll learn how and when to mobilize. All right. Let's see here. What page is this? Page 130? I want to skip to that, see what it's talking about. We're going to use the book since no one's chatting anymore. Kicked you all out. All right. When it comes to correcting range of motion restrictions, addressing tight muscles, and aching joints, there is no one-size-fits-all approach. All right. You need to stretch. You've heard it a million times, the perplexing assertion that you're not stretching enough, and that's why you're injured. Sore, slow, or clumsy. Think of your first coach admonishing you to stretch after practice, or your gym teacher preaching about the importance of stretching. Your back hurts, no problem. Stretch your hamstrings and you'll feel better. You can't get into a good squat you position because your quads are tight. Just stretch them out. Conventional wisdom tells us that if we want to optimize athletic performance, looking for another spot here first. There. That's painful. That's at 8 right now. Conventional wisdom tells us that we want to optimize athletic performance, improve mobility, prevent muscle soreness, and reduce the potential for injury. You have to stretch. This is annoying me. I can't get a good position on the book. For a long time, stretching has been a catch-all modality for dealing with soreness and pain, range of motion restrictions, and joint troubles. But the problem, stretching doesn't work by itself. It doesn't improve position. It doesn't improve performance. It doesn't eliminate pain, and it doesn't prevent injury. That's why when you dutifully complied with your coach's order to stretch after class, after practice, you didn't become a better athlete or stop getting injured. Just to clarify, when I say stretching, I'm referring to specifically end range static stretching, or hang out in an end range position with zero intention. I'm talking about purposeless stretching. Consider the classic hamstring stretch. You sit on the ground with your legs extended in front of you, reach for your toes, and then hang out and hope that something happens. This type of stretching can theoretically lengthen your hamstrings, but it doesn't tell you or your coach anything about your motor control or your ability to get into good positions. This is an interesting take. In other words, taking your hamstrings to end range and keeping them there is not going to help you run faster or change your capacity to deadlift more weight. Yet when most people have tissue or joint restriction that prevents them from getting into a good position, they think, man, I need to stretch more. Here's an analogy. If you pull on both ends of a t-shirt, what happens after a minute or so? It becomes all stretched out, right? What do you think happens when you take your beautiful tissues to end range and keep them there? They get all stretched out, just like your pitiful t-shirt. Imagine lengthening your hamstrings and then sprinting down a field or attempting a max effort deadlift without developing the strength or motor control to handle that new end range motion. You might as well get down on your knees and beg to get injured. Lengthening a muscle is not a bad thing if you have the motor control to support that end range position and you are expressing that end range position with a load bearing. Full range exercises. This is why we deadlift, squat, and practice full range functional movements in the gym. Put simply, performing exercise movements such as those covered in part 2 only improves your range of motion, but also helps you develop motor control in newly developed ranges of motion gained by performing mobilizations. The issue is not that static stretching lengthens the muscle. The issue is that it addresses, albeit poorly, only one aspect of your physiological system, your muscle. It doesn't address the positions of your joints or what's going on at those joints. It doesn't address sliding surface function. Ooh, I feel itchy. I feel like I'm getting bitten by mosquitoes, but I don't see it in here. All right, let's continue with this. We're going to move into the high glute mobility movements here next. I'm spending about 5 minutes here. Let's see here. Where was I? And that's why stretching is the good old-fashioned Band-Aid that we've always applied. But if stretching muscles work so well, why do we still see so much dysfunction and pain? Stretching is not the answer. Instead, you need to deal systematically with each of the problems that are preventing you from getting into ideal positions and moving correctly. That's what I'm going to cover in this chapter. I want to show you a system for addressing all the components that limit your ability to get into safe and stable positions. This way, you'll be able to solve your particular problems and see measurable improvement. Few people think in terms of body systems because the just stretch it paradigm remains so prevalent. It's time to move beyond the simplistic, outmoded notion of flexibility and start thinking about the factors that impede position and how position relates to performance. Oh my gosh, I'm finding a spot right there. We got 9 people watching the stream. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let me know where you're watching from. Where are you guys from? What time is it where you're at? I'm sitting on a lacrosse ball. If you're wondering what I'm doing, just rolling around on my bum. All right, to make this transition, I have deleted the word stretching from my vocabulary and replaced it with mobility or mobilization. Oh, interesting. Okay. So maybe that's what we need to call our streams, chat. Mobilization with Jason. Moba Jason. I define mobilization as a movement-based, full-body approach that takes into account all the elements that limit movement and performance. These elements might include short and tight muscles, soft tissue and joint capsule restriction, motor control problems, joint range of motion dysfunction, and neural dynamic issues, tissues that do not slide over the nerves correctly. In short, mobilization is a tool for improving your capacity to move and perform efficiently. This perspective gives me a clean slate from which to talk about movement restrictions in a more holistic way. The idea is to get you to stop thinking that stretching is important. Are you ready for this? Stretching is not important. Position and the application of position through movement are what matter most. If you can't get into a good position because you have tissue restriction, some kind, stretching alone won't give you the results you want. What will give you results is a system that helps you figure out which variables are compromising your ability to move correctly and then identify effective modalities and techniques to resolve them. All right. Movement-based approach. This is definitely new thinking. Getting the bench out so I can prop my feet up. We're going to do high glute massage. So now I take the lacrosse ball, I'm putting it right at the top of my butt and rolling across 5 minutes on this side again. Taking that cover off. There is no single one-size-fits-all modality when it comes to correcting range of motion restrictions or tight muscles. In fact, it's best to combine techniques and take a systematic approach so that you can address all positional and movement-related problems. Soft tissue stiffness, joint restrictions at once. It's like this: a chiropractor, orthopedist, osteopath, or joint nutty physiotherapist joint nutty physiotherapist cannot solve all the issues in your tissues and joints. Neither can a massage therapist or other body worker. A strength and conditioning coach might be genius when it comes to teaching perfect movement, but that is only one variable in the equation. Does this mean that you shouldn't work with a coach, consult a doctor, or get a massage? Absolutely not. You should seek the expertise of professionals in various fields so that you know which modalities work for you. What do you think about that, chat? It's good info, huh? All right. I find that few people have a model for performing basic maintenance on the human body. When someone comes to me for treatment, I always ask, "What have you done to alleviate the problem?" And 9 times out of 10, he will shrug and admit nothing. You need to go to a safe plan so that you can take responsibility for your own dysfunction. And that safe plan starts with position and movement. Eddie, you got me all in a pretzel. I think it's working. No, Eddie, you're not supposed to be in a pretzel. That's funny. You're not supposed to be in a pretzel. You're supposed to be mobilizing your muscles, making your muscles more mobile, more flexible. I am now sitting on a lacrosse ball. Are you still with me, Eddie? Are you on the lacrosse ball? Because we moved away from stretching already. We're doing massage work. All right. So, and I'm reading from the book, This Becoming a Supple Leopard. Eddie, I recommend that you get this book. Click on the description, right, for this live stream, and you'll see it says Becoming a Supple Leopard book, I think. And there's a link to get this book there. Take a look. Take a look, Eddie. Yep, following along. Okay, yeah, take a look, brother. I'm going to continue reading, Eddie. All right, let's see here. Where am I? To reiterate, you should always go after positional and movement mechanics first and treat the symptoms afterward. There are several reasons for this. For starters, if you can get into a good position and move with good form, mechanical inefficiencies disappear, which means that a lot of potential overuse injuries will be nipped in the bud. It's like curing a disease without having to treat the symptoms. Second, when you have good movement and motor control, your body can deal with tissue restrictions and weather bad mechanics longer. The bottom line is that you can't mobilize and resolve all your problems at once. It's an all day, everyday endeavor. Changes take time, but if you understand how to move correctly, you can at least mitigate movement errors that have the potential to cause injury and buy yourself some time to work around the compromised tissues. Third, your body adapts to whatever positions and movements you put it in throughout the day. Whether you're driving or doing burpees, if you move with good form, allow your joints and tissues to assume stable positions, you will ingrain functional. All right, we're going to go to the lower back. Same thing, just side to side across the grain, moving the lacrosse ball. So, sounds like Tai Chi. I don't know what Tai Chi is other than, I mean, I'm not well read on Tai Chi, so I have no comparison. Sounds like you do. So I only see videos on Tai Chi, but that's the extent of my knowledge about Tai Chi. Third, your body adapts to whatever positions and movements you put it through a day. Okay, cool. Read that part. If you slouch or overextend while doing whatever needs doing in your life, your body will adapt to those poor positions, causing your tissues to become adaptively and functionally short. All right, we're going to go to the right side now. High glute. Ball is moving to a different position of my upper butt, my upper bottom. I'm just rolling back and forth. Internal, external rotation of my knee. And from what I've seen of Tai Chi on the videos, what I'm reading right now, this is not Tai Chi. This is mobilization. We're stretching, we're massaging, we're doing several things to help. All right, so let's see here. Become adaptively and functionally short, resulting in biomechanical compromise. By adaptively and functionally short, I mean that when a joint is in a bad position, the surrounding musculature will adapt to that working position. For example, if you sit in a chair every day, your hip flexors will become adaptively short and stiff over time. See skin pinch test below. With that understanding, you can devise an antidote. Implement mobilization techniques that target the front of your hips to undo the destructive nature of sitting and convert it to a standing workstation. Standing is a good position rather than sitting. eliminates the need to mobilize the same stiff tissues over and over again. Instead, you can spend your time fixing other positions and addressing others. Movement and body in harmony with the body and soul is the base of Tai Chi, just like you're doing now. Okay, Eddie, if you say so. Sounds good. Skin pinch test. The skin pinch test is a simple test that you can do to illuminate how your body compensates to adaptively short tissues. Stand up, hinge from your hips, and grab a handful of skin around your hip flexors. Now stand up. What happens? You have to overextend and keep your knees bent to lift your torso upright. This is exactly what happens when you sit for long periods. Your hip flexors start to reflect your working position, becoming adaptively short and stiff. Interesting. So, in other words, what they're saying is when we do the skin pinch test, like pinch the skin at the hips here, right? Bend, pinch, and when I stand, I could feel how tight everything gets. Interesting. All right. And that's the same concept. The hip flexors start to, stay in that position. I've done a pretty good job of becoming more flexible as a result of static stretching. And so I think that what I've done, and what I'm doing with this book is actually of benefit. I will go now. Sorry for the flood, Jason. All right, Eddie, have a great day. Appreciate you being here, Eddie. And if you're sorry for something, then don't do it. We're having a conversation. So it's not a flood. No need to be sorry. That's what you're doing. Let's see here. I'll use a simple example to clarify my point. Consider an athlete training for a half marathon who experiences hip pain 6 miles into a run. The fact that he doesn't experience pain until 6 miles, maybe 40 minutes into her run, means either she's not strong enough to maintain good form for a prolonged period, or her body can mitigate her poor mechanics for only 6 miles. It's not a mobility-related restriction, it's a movement problem. Implementing a mobilization technique to address the pain is important, but only in the short term. It might provide immediate relief, but it won't prevent her hip pain from flaring up the next time she goes out for a long run. Simply, mobilizing her hips is like taking a pill that masks the symptom, but does not actually cure the disease. What this athlete really needs to do is address her running mechanics and make sure that she's strong enough to maintain good form throughout the run. Once she learns how to run with correct form and develops the strength to maintain good form, her hip won't get tight and achy. And even if her hip does tighten up, hips inevitably get tight during long runs. She will prolong the onset of pain or maybe prevent it altogether by moving efficiently. All right, interesting. All right, we're going to do hip mobility now. So same thing, but this time I'm going to roll from the back side of my bum onto my side, onto my hip. All right, so from high glute over to my side. We'll hold this position here. I hear the garbage trucks. Continue to roll it by side. So what we're doing when we are rolling like this, right? We are moving the tissue like so, kind of like a wave, right? Especially if we're going across the grain of the muscle. And I'm just thinking about this. I'm not educated in this. And when we do that, what we are doing is we are allowing the tissue, the muscles, the fibers to be able to slide better. And I think that's the importance of mobility in stretching, right? Mobility and stretching. Mobility in when pressing also. because that's what I'm effectively doing. I'm moving while massaging this part of my body, this hip, right? All right. The question is, how do you go about addressing range of motion on once you've taken motor control off the table? To answer this question, you have to take a close look at the mobility systems at work. Mobility systems. All right. Although most mobilization techniques encompass more than one system, it's helpful to understand how each system works. This is the mobility system checklist: joint mechanics, sliding surface dysfunction, muscle dynamics. Okay. The idea is to use mobilization techniques. Captain, good to see you. Uh, let's say, greetings from Denmark. I'm here to do the daily training with my new training body. Appreciate you, Captain. Thanks for stopping in. So right now we are doing some mobilization on the hip, right? When I find a problem area, I'm going to sit on that. I'm not going to move right now. We're going to allow the muscle to adapt to its current position of that pressure, right? That pressure will actually decrease from an 8 pain level of 8 to a 7. I actually find this more beneficial for me, for my body. When I press like that, I'm pressing into the muscle, right? I breathe, I relax, that pain level goes from an 8 to a 7 to a 6, right? And then I go into mobility in that lengthened position. Oh, there's another spot right there. I found it, especially in the hip. This is very good for everybody that sits all day long, either playing video games in the office. If you sit all day long, get a lacrosse ball and sit, put it on your hip. It's right here, right there. Oh, it's painful. But I'm sitting on that. I'm laying, putting my weight, using my body weight to press on that affected area. Relaxing the rest of my body so that I can attempt to relax that spot. I can feel it starting to release though. I think I'm going to paint my garage door white. I'll ask my wife what we've got going on this weekend. And if she's like, we don't have nothing going on, then I might do that this weekend. What do you think, chat? It's kind of yellowish. And it's yellowish due to time. The sun's not hitting it, but as a result of Born Joker, good morning. Been a long time. I haven't seen you in a while, brother. Thanks for stopping by. Doing some massage, stretch, mobility right now. Joker, where did I see you from? I forgot. Was it OCPC? I don't remember. Rolling over. All right, we're going to do the right side now. Spent about 5 minutes on that hip. Hip feels pretty good, though. Feels loose. Spent a lot of time on that hip just now. I drop by and leave a like when I see you're on. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Joker. I just can't remember where I met you from because it's been a while. I appreciate that. You're a Mank? All right, let's read some more of this from this book. I'm reading from this book. Yeah, I helped you build your computer. That's right. That's right, Joker. I'm reading right now from the book of Becoming a Supple Leopard. I started a new stream. If you've been following this new stretch live stream, exercise live stream. I think yeah. I remember when I was building that computer. I think it was my wife's computer when I did that live, or was it my friend's computer last year? It's been a while. I know, all good. I just want to say, if you feel pain, you're doing too much. If it feels sore, that's okay. Just the muscles getting blood. If you feel pain, you're doing too much. If it feels sore, that's okay. It's just the muscles getting blood. Oh, are you an exercise and fitness enthusiast as well? Yeah. And pain is okay, but there are different levels of pain from 0 to 10. And so the pain that you experience when you're stretching, you should never stretch past a pain level of 7. When you're pressing, you can go to a pain level of 8 and breathe through it. That pain will decrease. When you're at a pain level of 8 when stretching, that's too much, right? Soreness is a different issue when we're talking about muscles that have been exercised, and sore as a result of working that muscle too much. All right, let's see here. Joint mechanics. When I treat someone in my physical therapy practice, I always address technique before I do any kind of mobility work. That is, I highlight the faulty mechanics that cause the problems. Oh, yeah, there it goes right there. So that's at a pain level of 8 right now. And so what we do when we stretch the muscles, right? It's like when you pull a rope, right? We pull a rope, it gets tight. Well, when you pull a muscle or when you stretch a muscle, that gets very tight also. What you're effectively doing is you're decreasing the blood circulation to that muscle. And when you release, that's when you get the blood flow into that muscle. We breathe through your nose, in through your nose, out through your mouth. When you breathe through your nose, you nasal breathe. You're introducing nitrous oxide into your blood, into the air that you're breathing. So when it goes into your lungs, you get better oxygen absorption into your bloodstream. So that's why it's very important to breathe through your nose when you're stretching, exercising, for one. It also activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest nervous system of your body. So, oh yeah, that's good. Rolling more onto my hip here. You went to school for it? Excellent. Good to hear it. That soreness actually feels good. I used to work out a lot. Yeah, I used to work out a lot also. And I stopped working out and started becoming that computer nerd that you saw and gamer nerd, right? And I don't think you've been here in a while. I got sick. Did you know I got sick? But that's why I started exercising on a daily basis and doing these stretch streams and exercise live streams, sharing my journey with and the knowledge that I have as an athlete, as a CrossFit coach, as an enthusiast in fitness and health with the YouTube. I heard you talk about the other day. I'm glad you're better now. Well, I'm not 100% better now. I'm on the path. So why don't you say hello then, Joker? I know who you are. Say hello, man. Don't be that dude in the corner that doesn't say anything. That one is hard to do. My pain is concentrated on the nerve on my butt. Oh yeah, no, I hear you, Captain. And you know what? Again, so what I'm doing with the lacrosse ball, right? I roll from my butt here, right, onto my hip, and it is supposed to be painful, but not too painful. Again, a pain level of 8. Once you're at that pain level of 8, and my pain level of 8 will differ from your pain level of 8. It's all subjective. But once you're there, just hold it and breathe through. That muscle will adapt, right, and loosen. And once you feel it go from a pain level of 8 to a 6 because the muscle has adapted to that position, you you'll do what? You'll be able to move on to the next muscle and roll that ball to another part of the hip to relax it. Joker, you inspired me. I was catching your stream right before I changed my routine. I just woke up. Heck yeah, I was catching your stream right before you would go to sleep. Before I would go to sleep. Um, Joker, I'm so happy to hear that I've inspired you. What time do you go to sleep? Do you work at night or something? Like you're about to go to sleep now, kind of thing? All right, let's see here. It's 8:36 now. Whew. This was good mobility. Good mobility work this morning, chat. All right, let's see here. Combined with prolapse and lower back, it's really hard. Yeah, no, I get it. Debbie is here. Debbie of the Debbyists. Debbie of the Debbies is here. Debbiest of the Debbies. Great to see you, Debbie. Thanks for stopping in. Join us on some stretching. Actually, I just finished the stretching. We're actually going to do a little bit of a PT now. So my PT, I'm not trying to gain today. I've got work to do. I got to get ready for work here. I'm just going to do a set of push-ups, sit-ups, air squats, maybe a set of dips and pull-ups. These are all maintenance exercises for me just so that I don't get weaker. To catch you guys up, I got ill in October. Quick story, yeah? Let's see how long it takes me to get through this. October, I fell ill really bad this 2025. I lost 30 pounds of body weight. I couldn't get in to see the doctor due to scheduling. And so until January. And by the time January came around, 30 pounds of muscle was lost. I was weak. I was in pain. And the doctor said, as soon as you take this medicine, right, in a month after you take this medicine and start taking the medicine regularly, you'll feel like normal again. I said, all right, we'll see about that. I was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism or Graves' disease. And so you bought a mat? Oh, Joker, that's so awesome to hear. Get a mat, get a lacrosse ball, right? Get a foam roller for mobility and stretches. And yes, Joker, please join. Please join me. Debbie, join me. I'm doing this every day, stretching. I'm doing a little bit of reading from this book, getting some ideas, because it's not just about being flexible in the body, right? Not just about being flexible in the mind. Because my method of stretching, right, it's static. I learned a little bit of mobility stuff. This is, contesting what I know and what I've learned over many years ago. And yeah, I stopped exercising and being fit over maybe a 3 or 4 or 5 year period, we'll say. Maybe 3-year period. And it wasn't until this February 26th is when I started working out again. So you guys would see whenever I got a win in Fortnite, I would do a set of pull-ups. Well, I couldn't do that anymore. It was too painful. And I thought to myself, well, if it's painful, it's because you're weak. And if it's weak, because you don't work out. So guess what? You need to work out more, right? No pain, no gain, right? That was a chain of thought. I would walk up and down the stairs, and it was very painful just to walk. My legs were on fire. Well, I thought to myself, well, what you need to do is you need to run more. You need to squat more, or you just need to squat. You need to run, because I was doing 0. The contractors are here. They're going to start painting the interior of the house. I'll open up the door in here in a moment. But I need to move the truck out of the way, actually. But this is my second comeback from chronic fatigue. Letting yourself go sucks. Yes, it does. Let me move my wife's truck out of the way. I will be right back, okay? I forgot to do that this morning. I'll be right back. Let me go do that. Just hang out, chat. I'll be back. And I'll finish the story. All right, morning. Do I need to move this? No, morning. Do I need to move the truck? Yeah, thank you. All right, chat. Be right back. Let me go ahead. I don't have to move the truck. I just need to move the stuff out of the way or open the door and they can come in and do the thing. I'll be right back, chat. Just hang out. Just hang out. Enjoy my truck and the car. Do you guys know what kind of car this is? Can you see? I got two Fords over there. Put your guesses in the chat. I'll be right back. All right. I'm back, chat. You guys still with me? Let's catch up on the chat real quick. Jonas is here. Salve, good morning. Captain, I guess we can are just doing breathing exercises for now. Yeah, right. I'm like that guy you saw in the gym in the 50s, smoking a cigarette, working out. I hear you, man. I hear you. I used to be that dude. This is the second coming back from chronic fatigue. Yeah, no, it does. Debbie's in the UK. Heck yeah. Hey, Captain. Salve. All right, let's see here. Ooh, I can feel the heat. When I go into the house, it's like winter inside the house, like very hot. And then just for a few moments, I'm like, wow. Compared to when you're acclimated to the heat starting here in the morning, I don't feel so hot. But now I'm just like, oh my gosh. Well, time to get out of that there, Joker, right? Time to get out of it. So, yeah. So basically, February 26th was my first day back. Guess what? I had no more pain when I was walking. No more pain in my muscles and joints. Mostly muscles. The joints were okay, but primarily muscles. And that's a result of the thyroid overproducing. and causing my metabolism to be so high. So what's happening now is February 26th. What's that say? Sorry for Eddie. You don't have to say sorry. Don't be sorry. If you're gonna be sorry, then just don't do it. Chat away. Everybody's chatting, right? You don't have to be sorry for it, and you don't have to say that you're sorry for it. Just if you don't want to chat, or if you don't want to flood, then don't flood. But if you flood, then you flood. You don't have to apologize for that. Right, we're talking now also. So there's a time to flood the chat, and there's a time to stretch. See what I'm saying, Eddie? You should be focused on the stretching when we're stretching together. But all good, Eddie. All right, so yeah, done that as well. Had some telling me nicotine steal one of your oxygen molecules, then I stopped. Yeah, no, for sure. I know you can do that, Eddie. I believe in you. Just like you're stretching, right? No pretzels though. No pretzel stretching. All right, where was I? So February 26th, I said, all right, let's see where we're at in our physical fitness. And guess what? I could only do 10 push-ups. I could only do 10 sit-ups. I could only do 10 air squats. Slow too. They were very slow, and I was weak. But pain was gone, and I didn't want to push myself. I could have probably pushed myself, but what happens when we push ourselves a little bit more? We can injure ourselves. So I did not want to do that either. Right? So I wanted to make sure that I was going to stay, healthy on this journey of becoming fitter. And guess what, chat? 10 push-ups, 10 air squats, 10 sit-ups was all I could manage, and I'll share that workout with you right now. Well, I just did, but that's what we're going to do for PT. This is an old school issue 20 years ago, floor mat, the ground pad. That's right. And it still works pretty darn well. The straps fell off of it. I could glue them back on, but I don't bother. But this is the old school mat. Yeah, just like that. But we're going to be using that here in a moment also for our push-ups. So what I like to do now, my workout, because it went from 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, 10 air squats, to 15 push-ups, 10 air squats, 10 sit-ups. After 2 weeks. After 3 weeks, I tried 20. After 2 months, I said, let's go to 25. Let's go to 30. I could do 50 push-ups straight again. Granted, the period between 40 and 50 is slower, but I can do 50 push-ups straight again. And it all takes time. It takes time, perseverance, commitment to, to this. So let's see here. Roger. That's better than 1. Yes, better than 1. And you know what? 10 is better than 9. 50 is better than 49. Agree with you 100%, Joker. Always the optimist, aren't we? Always the optimist, aren't we? All right, so I'm going to do some push-ups, some air squats, like I said, just for the sake of maintaining the fitness. We're not going to do anything crazy today like I did the other day. Imam, we're going to do 30-second timer. And it's funny. So my son came home from spring break. Let's finish one more story. My son came home from spring break. And I was like, hey, you want to work out with me? And my son said, okay, what are you doing? I told him what I was going to do. 30 seconds max push-ups, 30 seconds max sit-ups, 30 seconds max air squats. And he goes, okay. And so I hit the timer and we started doing our push-ups and we looked at each other and he started going faster. And then I started going faster and he started going faster. And then we started laughing because he and I have always been competing with each other, even when I was teaching him stuff, but now that he's a grown man, more the competition is more so, which is great, So let's see here. I used to be able to do hundreds of push-ups. Yeah, no, I believe it, Joker. Me too. I mean, that was when we were younger, right? When I was in training. When I was in training, hundreds of push-ups was part of the daily, thing. It wasn't even the workout. It was just from getting beat in training. So, but yeah, I could do 30 push-ups in 30 seconds. So what we're going to do now is we're going to time ourselves, give myself a 30-second timer, And then we'll do some push-ups, sit-ups, air squats. I like to use this thing here called an ab mat, all right? An ab mat to do my push-ups, my sit-ups with. It isolates the ab. We'll do that there. We'll do our push-ups here on the side also. Let's move this over. Definitely, yeah, no, this is the way, right? This is the way. All right, let's set this. Let's set the timer up here. 10-second timer. So, like I said, we're going to do push-ups, sit-ups, air squats. I feel like I'm stalling for time now. I actually want to do them, yeah, like that. That's fine. Play. We'll do all three of those movements, and then we'll take a 30-second break and do it. We'll just do it twice. Like I said, maintenance day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 39. Right into sit-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 21, 22. Air squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 30-second break. Whew, Captain. My back isn't feeling it today, but I've heard your body will be training with small muscle tensions. Watching other people do the work, so this we'll have to do. Yes? Recover. Push-ups again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sit-ups, 35 that time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 21, 22, 23 air squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. All right, take a break. Whew. Breathe. Breathing in. All right. I'm getting my mat. Let's do this. All right, Joker. 30 seconds of push-ups, 30 seconds of sit-ups, 30 seconds of air squats. If you don't have an ab mat, crunches, you know. Captain Ding Dong is talking about back isn't feeling it. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. Don't overdo it. Yeah. If your back is hurting, give it some rest. You got to take time. It took me a very long time to get to where I'm at today. You know, starting from scratch. Like I said, 130 pounds, 120 pounds is what I got down to. Small, lightweight, skinny, gaunt. This position here for the quad stretch was like leaning forward. This was all that I could manage on February 26th. Eventually, it turned into this. Eventually, it turned into this. Eventually, I was able to get back here like this. Eventually, I'll be able to go from here to up without using my arms. Right now, I can't. I used to be able to, but from here, check it out. We're getting there. We're getting there. Pool, yes. A pool is very therapeutic. 100% agree with Joker. Get in that pool. Get in that pool if you can. If you have access to one, you know, using good form once again also in the pool. In fact, maybe we'll do some swim streams at some point. We're going to do a set of squats or dips. Once again, just to maintain. Two ways you can do the squat, the dip. Knees down like this or knees up. The knees up work more of the chest actually. Because it changes the weight. You know, you can see where my weight changes as opposed to just triceps. So watch here. If I'm back here, this is more triceps. Here, right? Knees up. I'm actually using more of my chest. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Hot. Yeah, warm water is magic. But movement in the water is also magical. Consider that, movement. Hurts just looking at that. I have weak wrists. Yeah, and the wrist is not, there's no muscle there. There's muscle in the hand and the forearm. So we need to work upstream and downstream of the wrist, right? Between stretching, hand mobility exercises. All right. My son made this. He made this thing. PVC pipe, right? Full range of motion. See them doing that? And back down. It's a good workout. It's a good pump on the forearm to build up that forearm. Yeah. Smart. I will like myself. Good, Joker. This is old PVC pipe. I think this was in the yard someplace. I said, Dad, you're using a PVC pipe? No, why? I want to make a wrist roller. All right. Yeah, this is a good one. Here's some stretches you can do also, Joker, for your wrist. I'm sweating now. Holy cow. Yeah, oh, look here. So there's this. The weights, these are 1, 2, 3, 9 pounds of weight, carabiner, and rope. This is the design. Pretty cool, right? You drill the hole in it, put through, knotted it up, call it a day. Here's some stretches you could do, Joker. Palms, just fold them down like this. Put them on the bench or the floor, and just lean. There's one good forearm stretch. Another one is like this. All right, take your straight arm, wrist down or knuckles down, go on that bench, and now stretch backwards. Play some fat, and then you're now stretching the back of the forearm. And don't forget about when you're sitting at the desk, thumbs, fingers. Why is this really important for us older gentlemen? Why is wrist, finger, grip strength important? So that we can catch ourselves as we're falling. All right? So we can pick up our beer if you drink beer. So you pick stuff up, put it down. All right? Somebody on social media, I think it was Mike Eckert or somebody else. I like watching he's a pull-up guy. He'll sit there and do pull-up and go side to side. He does one arm pull-up. What the heck is this guy doing? Amazing. Well, what he's doing is, I think he's the one that said it, or somebody else, that grip strength is directly related to longevity. If you can't pick stuff up and put it in your mouth, then yeah, I agree. No, you're very welcome. And check this one out. Finger exercises. All right, you like this. 1, 2. Extend out the finger best as you can. All right, why? You got to increase the mobility in our hands. We can do that easy with our trigger fingers. The ringer finger, not so much. All right. Same thing this side. So what I do is a cup like this, right? Boom. Right. I can't get that one up. See? Look. Watch. Boom, boom. Right. I got to work on that one. Pinky. That ring finger. There's a deficiency there. We got to work that. Think it's a rock climber. Yeah. You play piano? Maybe this is a good time to learn some piano. All right, let's do a set of pull-ups real quick. My pull-up bar is a fat pull-up bar. This is actually the squat rack I'm using. It's the Rogue Yoke, Y-O-K-E. So it's got a fat bar on top. All right, it's got a fat bar. My other squat rack, which are my wife's squat rack. My wife's squat rack has a regular pull-up bar in there, which I like using also. But, yeah. I kind of regret getting this because I don't really like doing fat bar pull-ups, but that's what I got. I could do that one, pull-ups. Don't hurt yourself though, Captain, because the pull-ups can turn, or you could do the finger exercises. Show your brother that one? Which one? The what do you call it? The finger ones? Be right back. Sounds good, Debbie. Yeah, finger exercises are extremely important. All right. You gotta have strong fingers. Firm believer in that. Just so you can grip stuff. Grip stuff that's big and small, heavy. All right. All right, let's do a set of pull-ups. The goal today, because I'm hot. Yeah, don't worry, the finger one. Yes. Heck yeah. All right, we're gonna give ourselves a little bit, another 20 seconds of break on the fingers and grips. All right. Wish I brought the towel in. Oh, there's the towel right there. So I'm just gonna do a quick set with pull-ups. One set. All right. Once again, maintenance day as opposed to full workout. And I'm sweating like crazy already. It's hot. The humidity is starting to hit. This is effectively a lift for me. Super oxygenated blood into my nose. Diaphragm, lungs, head. Locking it in. Got slippery. I don't like using chalk. BD Games, appreciate you, friend. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you being here. That was good. That was a good set. My forearms are pumped right now. Even though I'm not doing a full grip. All right. 25. I didn't count the last one. 25 yesterday also. You have to go back and look at it, Captain. Because I lost count. I lost count between 6 and 7. Because I was thinking 6, 7. And so I pulled, I was like, was that 8? All right, this will be 8. So maybe I did do 26 yesterday. But I couldn't hang on for the 26 just now. We'll just say I did 25 yesterday. All right. Abs, flutter kicks. Yeah, these are my maintenance exercises. Put stuff away a little bit, which allows me to take a quick break as well, stalling before I need to do the next movement. Because after this, after we do flutter kicks, we're going to go into neck exercises. Just did 7. Nice. Didn't affect the back. Used to climb, so it was a lot. Dang. You know what, Captain? I've tried to do a one-arm pull-up, and I was never able to do a one-arm pull-up. I had a challenge with my buddy at work. By June, let's see, you know, I was able to hang. I was training by doing static holds and lowering myself. I was eventually able to hang like this, here, but I could never get myself back up. So maybe that is a, use a wider grip. Target the lats, my boy. I appreciate that, Gaines. Yeah, wider grip for sure. Agree 100%. So when I get tired, switch to it. I was just focused on keeping my grip at that point, but that's a very good point. Use the lats more too. I've never been strong laterally. It took me forever to get to 25 pull-ups, probably 3 years. But you know what? You did it. And if it's your desire to get back there, like once I got back into working out, I was not able to do 1 pull-up. February 26th, I was at 0 pull-ups. But I waited. I did my push-ups, my sit-ups, my air squats. And I said, all right, let's see how many we can do. And I got to 10. Then she got to 15. And I did it as a finisher every day, for my workouts. So kind of like what we did now. This is my finisher. All right, let's see. I'm going to read some more chat. You have to swing your shoulder midway. Sino David. And you know what? People say keeping pull-up is bad for you. Yes, if you're doing it wrong, number one. One can still do a kipping pull-up and be strong, but it's not something that you should get right into either. Start off with your static pull-ups or your strict pull-ups, and once you build strength in your shoulders, where it can take that abuse of a kipping pull-up. But I've always prefer to do the the strict pull-up. I can do kipping. The most kipping pull-ups I've ever done was 50. But because it's easier, because I'm throwing my body weight up. And there's a butterfly kip. There's a hip kip. There's that shoulder kip that you're talking about. All right, flutter kicks. 4 count flutter kicks. Ready, begin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 2, 3, 8, 1, 2, 3, 9, 1, 2, 3, 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 40, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70, 1, 2, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 75, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. Let's read the chat. 10 at this point. Yeah. Joker. Start out with 3. If it feels good, just jump off the bar. Shake it out. Knock out another 3. Do that for a week. Go to 4. Wait a week. Do that for a week. 5. You'll get to 10. On the 3rd week, you might be like, I'm going to hit 10 today. Or give yourself a baseline. How many can you do right now if you jumped on the bar? Right? And then go do your max set. If your max set is 7, do your workouts maybe in sets of 5, and then baseline check again after a week, your max. Ideas, right? You're an athlete. You went to school for it. You know what I'm talking about. But more for the benefit of the chat that doesn't know, that needs a starting point guide from. All right. Someone have been eating slap berries. Yeah, right? All right. Neck exercises. We did these as a finisher in boxing practice every day. Oh, have you guys seen my boxing videos? I posted 2 boxing videos. I'll post another boxing video tomorrow. The 2 boxing videos I posted so far were the 1996, yes, 30 years ago, Naval Academy Brigade Championships. And the second boxing video was the 1997 Naval Academy Brigade Boxing Championships. The one I'll post tomorrow is the 1997 U.S. National Semifinals. I was up against the defending national champion in 1997 in the semifinals, right? Because they thought I was a nobody boxer. So they paired me up with the number 1. Those floating kicks are insane. Yeah, the flutter kicks. You know what? Joker, I had to work to that point too, though. February 26th, I referenced that again. I didn't do flutter kicks until maybe 2-3 weeks into my workout, my rebirth. 3 weeks in, I started doing flutter kicks. 10. I can only do 10 4-count flutter kicks. That eventually turned into what? 15. That eventually turned into what? 20. That eventually turned into what? 30. That eventually turned into 20 with shoes on. Then it became 50. Then it became 100. Yeah, I skipped from 50 to 100. But yeah, let's see here. I was doing floater jogging. Yeah, no kidding, right? No kidding. Bicycles. All right, neck exercise. They look like this. Up and down. 1, 2, 3, 1. That's one rep. Side to side, we'll go like this. Side to side. 1, 2, 3, 1. So we're going to go sets of 10. Up and down. 10. Side to side. 8, 6, 4, 2. And we're done. So neck exercises. Up and down. I will count the repetitions. I'll count the cadence. You will count the repetitions. Ready? We're going to turn that timer off also. Pause. Here. Full screen. There. Up and down. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. 2, 3, 3. 1, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 7. 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 9. 1, 2, 3. Up side to side. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. 2, 3, 3. 1, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 8. 2, 3, 9. 1, 2, 3, 10. Up and down. Going to 8 repetitions. Up and down. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 3. 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 6. 7. 1, 2, 3. Side to side. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. 2, 3, 3. 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3. Up and down. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. 2, 3, 3. 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 6. Side to side. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 6. Up and down. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Side to side. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up and down. Last set. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. Side to side. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. 3 1/4. 3 1/2. 3 3/4. And 4 down. That's it, chat. Long workout today. It turned into because yes, long workout today. Whew. Hey.
Hi.
Good morning. Yeah, that's because it's hot outside.
And it was very humid because my hair was still out of control. I couldn't
Looks good.
clean the back.
It was crazy this morning,
It was super curly. Like,
especially when you looked at me with your,
love you.
you're like, I love you too.
I'm making the chopped salad and the meat sauce
Oh, nice.
today.
All
I have
right.
to eat normal. I can't.
Good. Do it. Do it. Want to say hi to chat?
Hi, Dad.
She says hi, chat.
Hi, Dad.
Bye, chat. All right, let's see here. I have to go real slow on the neck exercises. Yes, Joker. The neck exercises, that's a finisher from boxing years ago. I'm only just able to get back into it, you know. And so go slow, go small sets as well, small sets, up and down, side to side. Use good proper form. I injured myself actually doing. I like this side, my left side was really sore, tight. What helps with that also is when I sleep, I'll take a neck roll like this, right, like this towel right here, right. I'll take this, and this is how I sleep to maintain proper form when I'm sleeping. Also, right? I'll just put that under my neck like so, and that's how I sleep on my back. I'm in a super relaxed position right now, which allows me to have great oxygen flow into my lungs. Nothing is really being pressed on, you know, compared to if you sleep on your side, right? What happens when we sleep on our side? We are impinging the nerves, we're impinging muscles. So when you wake up and your shoulders are tight and sore, you're like, oh gosh, you know. But doing this actually helps with my neck. And coming from a guy that fell off a 3-story building, yeah, I fell off a 3-story building. When I fell, I hit my chin on the railing, which caused me to rotate. So when I landed, I didn't land straight up and down, which my femurs would have broke. I probably would have died. But I landed flat on my back, which is like a judo fall, dispersion of energy. The problem, though, was that my neck hit the bottom line of the ladder. Yeah, from 3 stories. So some significant damage, nerve damage, and such. But yeah, I was paralyzed from the neck down. Doctors, you know, I woke up in an ambulance, I woke up in a helicopter, I woke up in an MRI machine, and the doctors this morning came in and spoke to me after I woke up, right? And I had so much pain in my body. Good sign, I got pain back, right? I got feeling back. I'm shortening the story. I'll explain more later, but I got to get going. He's like, yeah, you should have broken your neck. You should have died. You're probably going to have some muscle and nerve damage, though, based on what we see. But nothing, your neck did not break. So, what the heck? Oh, it's the painters. He's calling his friend outside. So, yeah, but doing all the neck stuff, right? Neck strengthening, I need that severely. And if the last thing I want to do is get into a fight, into an altercation with anybody, you know. I mean, yes, I do carry a weapon, but that's a lethal weapon. I do carry non-lethal weapons as well. But I'm walking away from a fight, you know. Sure, I've got U.S. Law Shield insurance, which is self-defense insurance. So if I ever get into a scuffle, I've got the insurance to cover me. But the point is, I don't want to get into a scuffle. I'm walking away. But if I need to draw my weapon to protect my life, to protect the lives of the innocent, I've got the tools necessary to do that. And I've got the insurance to cover me down as well. You know what? I was Joker, you know. I used to joke, yeah, the doctors the next day, they're like, what the hell? Because I sat up out of bed, no pain, and I started pulling the leads off me, like my heart monitor and all that stuff, because I wanted to get out of the bed and walk, you know, and stretch out. And they came in with their crash cart because I flatlined on the thing. And then the nurses were like, and the doctor was like, whoa, what are you doing? I was like, I just want to take all the shit off so I can walk it off. And they're like, but you're paralyzed last night. I was like, yeah, that was last night. Today's a new day. And they're like, just relax. We'll get all the stuff off you properly. And the doctor came in and he's like, yeah, you should have died. We don't know why. It's because the good Lord has not done with me, you know, on this earth yet. You know, and I've had so many close calls. It's like, what is my purpose? You know, and something that I discovered going through a course called the Honor Foundation, which is a course that helps Navy SEALs transition from the active duty sector line of work to the civilian sector, make that transition. And I've quit the Navy twice, had 2 very good transitions. I went into this course because I wanted to be a mentor for, you know, my brothers, my fellow teammates that were making the transition from being a warrior to civilian. Well, I went through the course, and one of the parts of the course was reading this book called Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek, and a module called Start with Why, which is another book of Simon Sinek's. And in the discovery of my personal why, which my cohort developed for me as a result of me telling them stories about things that helped shape my life, made me happy, made me feel good about myself. And they, not me, they said your why is to shape the lives of young people so that they are prepared for life as contributing members of society, to the community. And I thought, thank you, Captain. Yes. And so as a result of that, I almost quit my job at iFly, but they were like, you don't quit. The next day, I went back to class, like, I feel like quitting. And I don't. How many people are younger than you there at the company? I said, all of them, except for one, except for the owner. I said, well, do you have a positive impact on their lives? Yeah. And I was a scoutmaster for my son's troop. Positive impact there. That my job allowed me to go and do those camping trips and such with them. And so I stayed. I've been there for the last, since 2014, 12 years. And so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, the position that I'm in now, and the fitness that I'm gaining as a result of me being where I'm at now. Legendary, thanks, Joker. Oh, Stephen Wires here, just checking the stream. No worries, Stephen. I'm about to end it now as well, but thank you very much for being here. I just did a stretch. We did some hip mobility, did a small workout, push-ups, sit-ups, air squats, set of dips, set of pull-ups, a set of flutter kicks, and a set of neck exercises. But yes, I was built like a steel, like a piece of steel. Yeah, when I was laying there, I had the wind knocked out of me, right? And I was still holding my weapon. And the guys had to peel my fingers off of it because I was already in once they pulled my rifle off, my hand came into the supine position where my arms were like this, my toes were curled in like this, side of neurological dysfunction. So, did you add the hip mobility after I mentioned it the other day? Yes, I did. In fact, I've been doing some, reading from my new book. Check it out, Becoming a Supple Leopard. And Stephen, yeah, join us, man. Severin, good to see you, son. That's my boy. 1, 2, 4, 3. Oh, that's cool. Good to see you, Severin. Why is there an F on your picture, your profile picture, Sev? That's funny. Oh, it's his gamer name. Fancy rice guy. That's funny. Captain Ding Dong. But yeah, I just finished. I just did 25 pull-ups on the fat bar, Sev. 20 straight and then 5 singles, like staying on the bar. But I got to 25. I tried to pull to 26, but my fingers got too slippery. It's like, man, I should use some chalk. But yeah, I've been doing, I don't get moving until around 9 a.m. No worries. Been doing some reading from the book, though. Got 3 new mobility exercises using the lacrosse ball, and it opened up my hip big time. Very happy with the results. And yeah, I've been doing a little bit of reading from this here and there. But if you don't have this book, this is a very good book to either reference, to read through, and learn some new ideas and techniques. So, Sev, I always talk about stretching. This book says static stretching is not enough, right? Complete difference in train of thought. But that's the important thing about being flexible in the body. It's not just about being flexible physically. It's also about being flexible in the mind, right? And having a mindset. Because if we're flexible in the body, right, you guys are here, right? We can then open up and be flexible in our mindset. So we can hear and listen to other ideas, right? Which is probably a very important thing, especially when we're establishing relationships, not romantic relationships, but, networking relationships, hearing what other people have to say with an open mind, and either contesting, debating, disagreeing, or part of that flexibility, but in a manner that's also beneficial to both parties. Maybe you could get that person to have a paradigm shift and change their train of thought on what you're doing. I mean, I'm all about static stretching. Will I convince this person, this doctor, that static stretching is also a huge part of mobility? Probably not. I mean, he already wrote a book, right? And he's not even here. So how can I have a positive effect on that person? But that's not the point. I am getting something of value from this book. And guess what? Speaking of values, when your values are clear, your decisions are easy. So you can take that train of thought, your own personal core values, apply that to having a flexible mindset, and then, formulate that discussion into, either your advantage, or maybe you'll have a paradigm shift on something. I'm certainly having something here with this becoming a supple leopard, because it's now adding to my static stretching some mobility. Static stretching, static pressing, or static massage. This has completely changed my mind on it. And I'm doing it because guess what? And it's working. It's like with CrossFit. My friends on Facebook, oh, I just did Fran yesterday and she kicked my butt. I just did Cindy the other day and she kicked my butt. And I would make fun of them and the exercise saying, hey, you're going to get hurt doing that stuff. And guess what happens? I said, this was in 2000 and what? When did we move back to Virginia Beach? 2009. I started working out in 2008. Another story we'll go to another day. For 2009, I started going to a CrossFit gym because I was making fun. No, I started doing CrossFit on my own because I was making fun of CrossFit. I did not believe in CrossFit. I thought people would get hurt. And I said, okay, I'm making fun of something I know nothing about. Let's try doing some CrossFit. So I did. I followed the main page, 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day rest, 3 days on, exercising, 1 day rest. And I actually got some good results. I did a baseline Navy PRT, and then I did CrossFit for a month, and then I did that baseline PRT, and I found that I got results. So I joined the CrossFit gym, and I learned a lot more. Learned that I was also performing movements within proper form, and I got better at that. I'm going to ride my bike after the stream. Heck yeah, there, Joker. Good. I'm glad to hear that. So, but once again, the point is, hey, let's become flexible with our bodies to help being flexible with our mind and help us be, at least for me, be a better person. Be a better person, be a better leader, right? Be a better father, be a better husband, and, being a better me for me. Because I want to live till I'm 125 years old. A healthy 125, not hooked up to a machine. Although, if I'm hooked up to a machine when I'm 100 years old, I better look like freaking Darth Vader. You know what I'm saying? With the gear on. All right. On that note, I do need to get ready for work. I think I might work from home today. I'm going to go in. I got stuff to do and pick up at work. Today's the 20th, right? I've got to renew my SAM registration. That reminds me. All right, chat. Thank you. Man, we got 10 people watching the stream now. Thank you so much for being here. We're about to end it. Thank you so much for being here. Stay tuned. We'll be back again tomorrow morning. I know some people don't get up until later. This week is an early waking up week because I've got contractors at the house painting. They started painting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. In fact, I'm thinking about starting, in addition to this live stream, maybe doing a midday live stream, like a 10-minute, 30-minute general manager's corner, general manager's talk. I need a name for this stream because I do want to talk a little bit about leadership while I'm at work, and how I make decisions while I'm at work. What do you guys think about that? Would you be interested in how this mind makes decisions and leads his people, so to speak? And I don't do any leading. My team leads itself. I've got a very good team, but they also know what I'm going to say. They don't have to ask me a lot of questions. But I'd like to do something like that. I appreciate you, Captain, Joker, Steven, Severin. You guys have a great day. I'm going to go ahead and say adios now. It's time for me to not say goodbye, but until we meet again, have a great day. Enjoy it. Peace.